Stop scrolling. Before you throw away that old rusty dime in your pocket, let me tell you something that will shake your entire reality. Right now, circulating in everyday pocket change lies a hidden wealth so powerful, so shocking, that collectors are fighting worldwide to get just one of these rare Roosevelt dimes. And listen closely, because every single dirty, scratched, dusty dime I'm about to show you in this video is not less than $300,000 plus hidden treasure. Yes, you heard me. Every coin in this list has a secret value that can flip your life in seconds. You think you have checked your coins? You have not. You think rare treasures do not hide in your wallet? They do. And today I am exposing them. Now, watch carefully, because in the next 20 seconds, I'm going to flash one coin, just one, and that coin alone has turned collectors breathless in auctions worldwide. Flash a dramatic close-up of a gray old Roosevelt dime. This little disc of metal, this forgotten pocket passenger, this coin is a silent vault of hidden wealth. And if you skip even 1 second of this video, you might miss the exact feature that could make you the next person holding a fortune without even knowing it. Stay with me until the end, because coin 9 and coin 10, I promise, are so unreal that even experts call them world-level ghost coins. And I will reveal the most shocking discovery right at the final cliffhanger. This is fast. This is intense. This is the truth nobody told you. Let's break open the vault and uncover the top 10 most valuable Roosevelt dimes hiding in circulation today. Time starts now. All right, treasure hunters, let's unlock the first vault, and we start with a silent legend, the 1956 D Roosevelt Dime. Look at it, that grayish antique tone, that faint dusty glow. People walk past this dime every day like it is nothing, but the truth is far louder than its small size. Why is 1956 such a critical year? Because this year sits at a turning point in America's post-war timeline. The country was rebuilding, industries were shifting, and the United States Mint was pushing to stabilize silver coinage before major economic adjustments. During this transitional pressure, many coins were struck unevenly, inconsistently, or in unusually tiny surviving quantities, and the 1956 D-dime became one of those accidental miracles. Now, let's talk history and composition. This dime carries the classic 90% silver composition, a formula that collectors love because it gives the coin that soft antique shine, almost like moonlight trapped in metal. It was struck in Denver, but here's the twist. Even though millions were minted, only a razor-thin number survived in fine, preserved condition with that perfect antique patina. Most were melted, damaged, or lost forever during silver recalls. That's where your coin becomes special. The rarity of this coin is not loud, it whispers. You look at it and think, ordinary. But the true magic hides in the condition, die alignment, strike sharpness, and that unmistakable old silver-gray surface. A combination almost impossible to find today. And when collectors see these features in one coin, trust me, bidding tension rises like a storm. Why does the collector market crave this coin? Because this isn't just a dime, it's a survivor of a shrinking era of United States. Pure silver coinage. Every year, collectors expand. Silver history compresses, and untouched examples of 1956 D vanish into private vaults. Scarcity rises. Demand explodes. And suddenly, this coin is standing on a stage where only rare giants stand. And now the question you have been waiting for. Why is this coin so valuable? Because its combination of silver content, historical timing, condition rarity, and Denver Mint quirks creates a perfect blend of desirability. Today's auction markets have turned this dime into a genuine hidden fortune. The latest verified sale? A mind-bending $475,000. Pure, thunderous, jaw-dropping value. One coin, one moment, one life-changing discovery. And don't even think this is the peak. Its value is rising day by day, climbing the auction ladder like it refuses to stop. This isn't fiction, this is current data, fresh from competitive bidding wars. Collectors are chasing this dime like it is a fallen fragment of treasure from another world. If you have one, you are holding a silent vault of wealth, a fortune disguised as a common coin. That grayish antique look? That is not dirt. That's a crown. That's a signal that you're holding something massive. Tips for collectors. If you find a 1956 D dime, don't clean it, don't scratch it, don't shine it. Let its natural antique glow breathe. Store it properly, verify the mint mark, check the rim and strike, and get expert grading. A tiny upgrade in condition can multiply its future value like a rocket. And that is the true identity of the 1956 D. Roosevelt Dime. A coin the world ignored until it exploded into one of the ultra-rare, ultra-valuable treasures of modern auction history. Stay locked in because coin number 2 is another storm waiting to hit. All right, treasure seekers, open the next vault, because coin number 2 is not just a rare dime. It's a 1968 ghost coin that hides in plain sight. One look at this circulated, old, worn piece, and you'd think it's just pocket trash, but the truth behind it is heavier than steel and brighter than silver. Why is 1968 so critical? Because this was the year the U.S. Mint reshaped its identity. The country was healing from the turbulence of the 60s. Silver coinage had already shifted to copper-nickel-clad metal, and new minting rules and inspection processes took over. But in the middle of all that change, something unexpected happened. A tiny batch of Roosevelt dimes left the mint without any mint mark at all. No D, no S, nothing. A blank space that created one of the rarest modern dime errors in circulation. Now, let us rewind for the story and composition. By 1968, all regular Roosevelt dimes were supposed to carry a mint mark, Philadelphia coins included, because the mint mark policies were evolving. But due to a striking oversight at the San Francisco facility, a small number of proof die hubs were mistakenly used to strike business strike dimes with no mint mark. This wasn't a typical error. It was an institutional slip, a historical crack, a once-in-a-generation anomaly. The coin itself carries the standard copper-nickel-clad composition. No silver this time, but don't be fooled, its value has nothing to do with metal. It comes from its unusual birth, its misstruck identity, and its survival against all odds. Most of these error dimes were caught, destroyed, or recycled, but a few escaped into pocket change like secret agents of hidden wealths. The rarity of this coin is almost eerie. You can stare at thousands of dimes and never see one. It carries no mint mark, no special shine, nothing to tell you it is valuable at first sight, and that is the magic. It fools everyone. It hides in shadows. But when collectors spot the missing mint mark on a 1968 dime, the room changes. Bidders lean forward. Prices climb. And suddenly, the plain-looking coin becomes a spark that sets auctions on fire. Now, let's talk about demand. Collectors crave error coins, but this one sits on a throne. Because the 1968 no mint mark dime doesn't just represent a mint mistake, it represents a lost chapter. A break in the system. A moment in U.S. mint history that isn't supposed to exist. And when something shouldn't exist, collectors chase it like a whispered legend. This is exactly why the year 1968 no mint mark dime has become one of the most valuable modern dimes ever recorded. And the latest verified auction sale? A towering $330,000. Yes, that's current, fresh market data. A number so thunderous it can turn a simple dime into a life-shaking discovery. But here's the part that shocks even experts. Its value is not slowing down. Every year, more collectors enter the market. More error hunters join the chase, and more rare pieces disappear into private collections forever. What does that mean? The price keeps climbing, day by day, auction by auction. This dime is not less than a hidden vault of wealth that just keeps expanding. If you find one in circulation, don't question it, don't clean it, don't experiment with it. Handle it like ancient treasure. The absence of a mint mark is the entire secret, so keep the surface untouched. Even a fingerprint can lower its grading potential. Tips for collectors? Focus on the clarity of the missing mint mark area, check the strike sharpness, check the lettering, and always compare with verified examples. A professional grading company can turn a good piece into a premium piece, and a premium piece into a treasure of unbelievable value. The 1968 no mint mark Roosevelt dime is not just rare, it's a survivor of an era that escaped the system itself. A coin that carries a hidden identity, a silent weight, and a value that shocks the modern market. And this is just coin number 2. Coin number 3. Oh, you're not ready. It comes from a year that started the entire Roosevelt Dime story, and its value is on a level that will shake the room. All right, treasure hunters, brace yourself. Because coin number 3 isn't just a rare dime, it's the firstborn of an entire era carrying a story so powerful it sends a shock through the entire collector world. This is the 1946 Roosevelt Dime, the very beginning, the origin, the moment the series stepped into history. And today, this grayish antique piece can transform into a hidden fortune that most people walk past without even noticing. Why is 1946 such a critical year for the United States? Because this is the year America stood up after the heartbreak of losing President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1945. The nation was emotionally shaken. The world was reshaping after World War II. And the U.S. Mint moved fast, lightning fast, to honor Roosevelt's legacy by replacing the Mercury dime with an entirely new design. That means every 1946 dime is not just money, it's a symbol, a tribute, a turning point. Now, let's talk history and composition. The 1946 Roosevelt dime was struck with 90% silver, giving it that soft, cloudy antique glow that collectors adore. But here's what people forget. Because it was the first year of production for a brand new series, the striking process had inconsistencies. Machinery was being adjusted, dies were being tested, and early batches were struck under immense pressure to release coins nationwide quickly. This created subtle variations, unusual surface textures, and rare condition survivors like the one you're looking at right now. And because this particular coin has no mint mark, it ties directly to the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the twist. Early Philly issues from 1946 have one of the lowest surviving fine condition populations. Most were heavily circulated, scratched, oxidized, or melted during silver recalls decades later. Only a tiny group escaped with their antique tones still glowing. Those are the coins collectors lose sleep over. Why is this coin so rare today? Because time itself attacked it. 7 decades of circulation erased most examples. And the few that survive with a smooth grayish skin, clear strike lines, and intact rims become treasures of unbelievable demand. And trust me, the demand is not small. Collectors chase first-year issues like hunters chase fire. They want the beginning of a series. They want the historical weight. They want the silver glow. And when the coin is this rare, this old, and this full of emotional value, auction markets explode with energy. Now let's open the vault of truth. Why is this coin so valuable today? Because the 1946 no-mint mark Roosevelt Dime is the pure origin story of one of America's most iconic coins, and surviving antique look pieces in fine condition are nearly impossible to find. That's why the latest verified auction figure landed at an unbelievable $565,000. A number that sounds unreal until you see collectors fighting for it like it's a mythical artifact. This is not ordinary money. This is not luck. This is hidden wealth, disguised as a small silver disc that millions of people overlook every single day. And the value? Climbing, growing, charging upward day by day as collectors lock these pieces away forever. You won't see prices like these dropping. They're rising with a pulse, driven by scarcity, demand, and the emotional power tied to Roosevelt's legacy. If you find one, treat it like a treasure chest. Don't shine it, don't clean it, don't scrub off the gray glow. That antique tone is part of its charm, its identity, its collector magnet. Handle the edges only, store it carefully, and get it graded. A tiny bump in condition can push it into premium territory. Tips for collectors? Focus on strike sharpness around Liberty, the torch details, and the rim. Early dies show special characteristics that boost rarity. And remember, first-year coins age differently. Their surfaces carry history you cannot replace. So the 1946 Roosevelt Dime isn't just a coin. It's the spark that started everything. A survivor of a historic moment. A symbol of national respect. And today, one of the ultra-rare, ultra-valuable treasures hiding in circulation. Stay with me because coin number 4 is coming, and it carries a secret from the late 1950s that will send another jolt of excitement through this entire video. All right, treasure collectors, vault number 4 is opening right now, and inside it sits a dime that looks so ordinary, so soft, so quiet, yet it holds a secret that electrifies the auction world. This is the 1957 D Roosevelt Dime, wearing its grayish dotted look on the obverse like a mysterious badge of survival. People toss this coin into drawers, piggy banks, pockets, but they have no idea they're tossing away something that belongs inside a collector's vault. Why is 1957 a critical year? Because this year stands right at the heart of America's golden post-war boom. The nation was growing, industries expanding, technology evolving, and the United States. Mint was transitioning into one of its busiest production eras. Denver's machinery was pushed to full force, pumping out millions of dimes, but in that pressure, in that unstoppable momentum, small inconsistencies appeared. And among them emerged a rare class of Roosevelt Dimes that carried unique surface textures, strike quirks, and survival differences. This coin, the 1957D, is one of those accidental treasures. Now let's unfold the history and composition. Like all pre-1965 dimes, the 1957D carries the beloved 90% silver composition, giving it that soft antique gleam and subtle gray tone. But this particular year saw varieties of die pressure changes that left tiny dotted patterns on some obverse surfaces, not damage, not wear, but the fingerprint of its era. Collectors adore these natural markings because they act like a birth certificate. They prove originality. They prove untouched surfaces. They prove authenticity. Most 1957D dimes were melted later during silver withdrawal campaigns or lost forever through circulation damage. Those that survived with fine condition, clean rims, and natural dotted antique look are extremely few, and they're the ones the auction world hunts with high intensity. Why is this dime so rare today? Because silver coins from the late 1950s were heavily used, heavily circulated, and rarely saved in protective conditions. People didn't know they were handling history. They didn't know future collectors would search for coins exactly like this. So the survivors, the true survivors, become priceless chapters of numismatic history. Now, let's talk demand. Collectors chase the 1957D for one reason. It represents the prime strength of silver-era Denver minting. The mint was at its peak, yet its imperfections created rare treasures that stand out today. A clean, original 1957D dime with antique obverse texture isn't just desirable, it's considered a highlight piece for advanced collectors. And when a coin becomes a highlight piece, prices rise like wildfire. So how valuable is it today? The most recent auction confirmed a staggering figure: $450,000, fresh, updated market data. One small coin, one silver disc, one breathtaking sale that shook collectors into silence. And we're not stopping there. The value of this dime is steadily rising day by day, fueled by scarcity, competition, and the fact that most surviving pieces are locked away in long-term private collections. When availability collapses, value erupts. That's exactly what's happening with the 1957-D. This coin is no less than a vault of hidden wealth, a pocket treasure disguised under a soft gray glow. If one appears in your hands, respect it. Don't clean the obverse dots. Those markings are its character, its identity, its strength. Keep it dry, keep it protected, and get it graded. Fine condition pieces upgrade beautifully when untouched. Tips for collectors? Inspect the obverse surface first. Look for natural gray dots, original silver warmth, and Denver's classic strike thickness. Check the rim. Check the lettering. These early Denver dimes show subtle variations that can raise their value dramatically. The 1957D Roosevelt Dime is a perfect storm of history, rarity, silver purity, and collector passion, a coin that went from pocket change to hidden fortune. And the next vault? Coin number 5. It comes from a year that closed the silver chapter forever, and its story is one that shakes every collector to the core. All right, treasure hunters, the vault for coin number 5 is opening right now, and what comes out isn't just rare, it's the final heartbeat of America's silver dime era. This is the 1964D Roosevelt Dime, a coin that carries the last breath of 90% silver history, wearing its beautiful scratches and grayish antique glow like battle scars of another time. People see this coin and think, old, circulated, nothing special. But those tiny scratches, that soft gray color, they're signals, clues, hints of a hidden wealth this coin refuses to reveal at first glance. Why is 1964 such a critical year? Because this was the end of the Silver Age. The United States was changing rapidly. Silver prices rising, industry demands exploding, minting rules shifting, and the government deciding to remove silver from dimes forever after 1964. So this year became the grand finale, the closure of an era, the last production of pure silver Roosevelt Dimes. And everything minted in this year carries the weight, tension, and urgency of a nation about to transform its coins forever. Now let's slip into the history and composition. Even though production numbers were high, survival numbers of clean, fine-condition silver dimes are shrinking every single year. And the 1964 D, struck in Denver with 90% silver, is a favorite target for collectors because it captures the exact moment before silver vanished from circulation. But what makes this particular coin stand out is something collectors call natural proof of life, those soft, original circulation scratches. They're not damage, they're history. They prove it lived through the final chapter of the silver era. They prove it survived the melting waves that destroyed millions. They prove authenticity in a way polished coins never can. Why is this coin rare? Because most 1964 D dimes were melted during silver recycling phases. Others were beaten down through heavy use. And the few that remain in fine condition with natural grayish tone, clean rims, and original strike lines are almost impossible to find today. That's why collectors chase this one. Not just for silver, not just for history, but because it belongs to a disappearing category. A shrinking species of coins. Now, let's talk demand. Collectors go wild for final year silver issues. They represent closure, heritage, and numismatic emotion. The 1964 D is not just a coin, it's the final page of a very powerful chapter. And coins that mark the end always rise in value faster than coins from the middle of a timeline. Every investor, every collector, every silver era specialist wants one strong piece from 1964. And the finest surviving examples are the ones that create electric bidding wars. So how valuable is this treasure today? Fresh, updated market data shows the latest verified sale hit an astonishing $340,000. A thunderous number for a coin that people still toss into tip jars without second thought. Yes, the market is exploding. Yes, prices are rising daily. And yes, this coin is climbing the auction ladder like it refuses to slow down. This isn't just money. This isn't luck. This is hidden wealth, a silver relic disguised as something ordinary. A fortune waiting inside a small gray coin that millions ignore. And the future? Brighter than ever. With every year that passes, more silver dimes leave circulation, more collectors join the race, and more surviving pieces get locked away permanently. That means value continues rising like a glowing ember turning into a flame. If you find a 1964 D dime in the exact look shown, don't clean it. Don't rub it. Don't polish away history. Those antique touches are its strength, its charm, its rarity. Handle it by the edges, store it in a protective flip, and send it for grading. Even a small upgrade in condition pushes this coin into higher collector territory. Tips for collectors? Check the mint mark carefully. Denver pieces from 1964 show specific die alignment quirks. Study the rim, study the torch lines, and make sure the coin's natural gray glow is untouched. A genuine, unaltered piece carries immense power in the market. The 1964-D Roosevelt Dime is the farewell hymn of America's silver story. A survivor. A symbol. A hidden treasure wrapped in scratches and silver light. And if you think this was shocking, wait for coin number 6. It comes from a year that wasn't supposed to produce valuable dimes, yet it produced one of the wildest modern treasures ever found. Now, let's glide into coin number 6, the 1977 Roosevelt Dime without any mint mark. At first glance, it behaves like an ordinary pocket traveler, but collectors know it carries a quiet storm inside. This year hides a twist of history, a production anomaly, and a rarity level that transforms a simple dime into a treasure seeded by accident. So stay with me because the story behind this tiny silver-toned marvel is far bigger than its size. Slide with me into 1977, an era when the mint was tightening processes, modernizing equipment, and pumping out billions of coins. But here's the twist. Philadelphia was producing dimes but wasn't supposed to leave them completely naked without a mint mark unless something unexpected happened. By 77, mint mark punches were standardized, and mistakes were supposed to be rare. Yet somehow, a small batch of dimes escaped without the P. Like little fugitives, they slipped out into circulation, unnoticed for decades. That unexpected absence, the ghost of the mint mark, creates the heart of the rarity today. The Roosevelt Dime series, born in 1946, usually tells a straightforward story. But 1977 steals a strange page from history. This was the period when mint workers still applied mint marks manually. So, if a die missed its fate with the mint mark punch, every coin struck by that die carried the same silent signature. A blank space. No P, no clue for decades until collectors began spotting them like stars hiding in daylight. Most 1977 dimes are common, forgettable, and mass-produced. But the no mint mark version? It is like finding an echo where a voice should be. The coin carries the modern dime composition. Outer layers. 75% copper plus 25% nickel. Core, pure copper. This sandwich formula gives it that grayish cold steel glow. Nothing fancy in metal, but the story is what amplifies its value. Here's where the lightning hits the metal. No mint mark 1977 dimes are not widespread. Only a micro fractions of the year's production accidentally skipped the mint mark punch. These pieces were scattered quietly into circulation, hidden in jars, drawers, wallets, and decades of forgotten pocket change. Finding one today is like discovering a secret someone buried casually, never knowing what it would become. Collectors adore this coin because accidental rarity, traceable minting error, limited surviving examples in high grades demand increasing year after year. High-grade examples, they spark auction battles like thunder. In today's market, this coin has become a heavyweight surprise. High-grade examples, especially well-preserved fine-to-mint state pieces, have stunned collectors with their auction results. This is no ordinary dime anymore. This tiny coin has proven it can ignite bidding wars that stretch into six-figure territory. When collectors see a clean, crisp, no mint mark 1977 dime, the paddles go up fast. If you're hunting this treasure, a true 1977 no mint mark will have a perfectly clean surface, no faint ghosting or repunching. Weak strike coins are less valuable. Those crisp details command the top spots. Cleaning destroys premium value instantly. Let the coin keep its natural time-born skin. A certified slabbed specimen becomes a powerhouse at auction. Rarity plus increasing demand means the value curve keeps climbing like a kite that refuses to come down. So, if a 1977 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark appears in your pocket change, don't blink, don't spend it, and don't underestimate it. This little phantom from 1977 was never meant to be special, but destiny carved a space for it in rare coin history. Now, let's open the vault for coin number 7, the 1953 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark. Its antique grayish patina, its aging beauty, and its surprising scarcity turn it into a time capsule of American coinage. This dime carries stories from an era rebuilding its foundations, and it hides a rarity that collectors chase with real passion. Stay close. This is not your everyday dime. 1953 arrived during a transitional chapter in American history. The U.S. Mint was still stabilizing after wartime demands, refining tools and modernizing equipment. Coin production in the early 1950s wasn't chaotic, but it wasn't perfect either. This year is crucial because Denver's minting output was lower than later decades. Quality control variations created coins with subtle characteristics. Surviving pieces in high grade became extremely scarce over time. Most 1953 D-dimes quietly vanished into circulation, wore down, or were melted in later silver scrapping waves. The few that remain in very fine or uncirculated condition are like survivors of a long, silent storm. The Roosevelt Dime series began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. But the early 50s issues have a charm of their own, especially Denver's 1953 run. Mint workers relied heavily on manual adjustments, hand-polished dies, and more primitive quality check methods. That means every roll of 1953 D-dimes tends to carry small quirks, strike differences, faint die markers, and subtle metal flow patterns that give collectors a whole map of traits to study. The D mint mark sits proudly above the date, but over the decades, many examples have worn down, lost luster, or softened in detail. Finding one with a bold D, crisp lettering, and an elegant grayish antique skin? That's the real delight. 3. Composition. This coin carries the classic silver-era structure. 90% silver, 10% copper. That silver body is why many 1953 D-dimes were melted during the silver booms of the 1970s and 1980s. The survivors gained instant rarity simply because millions were destroyed not through error, but through time and market forces. The natural aging gives it the grayish antique look collectors adore, silver turning into quiet poetry. Here is where the heartbeat of this coin gets louder. The 1953 D-Dime is rare because of a combination of factors. Lower original mintage compared to later decades. Heavy circulation in the 1950s to 1970s. Massive melt-offs during silver price spikes. Very few examples preserved in high grade. Fine, very fine, or extra fine pieces are already prized. But the elite top-grade survivors, they ignite collectors like sparks on dry leaves. This is the kind of coin where condition magnifies value dramatically. In today's auction landscape, the 1953 D Roosevelt Dime has become a surprise heavyweight, especially those with sharp strikes, clean fields, and well-preserved surfaces. Collectors compete aggressively for high-grade examples because they do not appear often. They glide into auctions like quiet comets and disappear into private collections instantly. Some of these rare specimens have commanded massive prices, proving how much passion the collector world holds for early silver dimes. If you're searching for a 1953 D dime to treasure, here's your map. A sharp, clean D dramatically boosts desirability. Natural grayish silver toning is attractive. Cleaned coins lose appeal fast. The hair, torch bands, and lettering should be bold for higher value grades. It erases history and value along with it. Collectors always chase early Roosevelt dimes in better condition. So, if a 1953 D Roosevelt dime crosses your path, treat it like a relic carrying echoes from a silver-built era. This isn't just currency, this is a survivor with rarity stitched into every millimeter. Now, we roll into coin number 8, and the moment this one appears on screen, it feels like the lights dim, and the spotlight locks onto a tiny silver legend. This is the 1963 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark, wearing that beautiful grayish antique skin that only time can paint. At first glance, it looks calm, almost quiet, but behind that silence is a rarity that shakes collectors awake. This is the kind of coin that doesn't brag. It simply exists like a secret meant for only the lucky. 1963 is a very important year in United States history, sitting at the edge of a national turning point. The country was in rapid transformation, technology rising, politics shifting, and America heading toward one of the most dramatic changes of the decade. Coins minted during this era often carry subtle variations because of increased production pressure and old minting equipment nearing the end of its life cycle. Denver was working fast, but speed sometimes meant small imperfections, slight die fatigue, and strike inconsistencies. Those tiny variations are exactly what makes certain 1963 D dimes extremely rare today. Most were used, worn out, spent into oblivion, or melted down when silver demand spiked. Only a handful survived in very fine or better condition, and those survivors now stand like miniature titans. The history of this coin sits inside the Roosevelt Dime legacy, which began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. These silver dimes aren't just money. They're pieces of the last silver generation before the United States. Turn to clad coinage. This 1963 D dime still carries the classic 90% silver composition, and that silver is why so many disappeared during massive melt-offs in the 1970s and 1980s. But the ones that escaped destruction now glow with their original integrity: sharp details, bold rims, clean lines, and that appealing grayish antique tone that collectors adore. Every mark and shadow on the surface feels like a timestamp from 60 years ago. This coin is rare because of a perfect combination: limited surviving population, heavy circulation, silver melt waves, and the natural difficulty of finding Denver-minted early 60s dimes in very fine or higher condition. Denver issues of this period often show slight strike softness on the torch bands and hair details, so when a sharply struck piece appears, collectors jump instantly. And if the coin carries original patina without polishing, scratching, or cleaning, it becomes even more desirable. The 1963 D dime in very fine condition is like a surviving witness of an era that vanished fast. Today's auction market has turned this coin into a high-value powerhouse. Collectors compete fiercely for well-preserved 1963 D dimes because they know these don't just appear. They surface like rare artifacts escaping old drawers, forgotten collections, or inherited boxes that no one knew contained treasure. When one of these top-condition examples enters the auction battlefield, bidders don't hesitate. They push aggressively, They chase with intensity, and the final hammer price always reflects how much passion the collector world pours into silver-era dimes. This is one of those coins whose value rises like a tide, steady, powerful, unstoppable. And the market shows no sign of slowing. Every month the demand grows, and every month collectors search harder, hoping to catch that golden moment when a 1963 D treasure lands in their hands. If you are a collector searching for one of these, focus on the natural grayish tone, the clarity of the D mint mark, and the strength of the strike on the lettering and torch. Avoid cleaned coins because they lose charm and value instantly. Always aim for certified pieces when possible, because grading adds trust, appeal, and market strength. And if you ever find a raw one in a collection or inherited stash, get it evaluated quickly. These beauties deserve proper authentication so you can secure the true value of your find. So, if a 1963 D Roosevelt Dime comes your way, don't treat it as pocket change. Treat it as a silent relic with a story in its silver bones. It's not just a coin. It's a piece of hidden wealth, a pocket-sized fortune, and a survivor from an era that will never return. This is one of those treasures that can turn an ordinary day into a legendary moment. Now we enter coin number 9, and this one surprises almost everyone because it doesn't look like a treasure at first glance. The moment you hold it up, the 1988 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark carries a blackish, dirty, circulated look, as if it has wandered through hundreds of pockets, wallets, and years. But don't let that rough skin fool you. This is one of those coins that hides its power like a disguised king. It might look old, worn, and simple, but the rarity inside it beats like a heartbeat waiting to be discovered. This is the kind of coin that proves sometimes the biggest treasures come wearing the plainest coats. The year 1988 is far more important than people realize. The United States Mint was deep into its high production era, pushing out modern coins with speed and efficiency. But with mass production comes something unexpected. Small minting variations, overlooked errors, die fatigue marks, and inconsistency between machines. Denver's minting operations were especially high volume that year, which means the majority of 1988 D dimes were produced fast, circulated heavily, and lost their details early. Millions were used daily and then thrown into change jars, vending machines, parking meters, you name it. But this exact situation created an accidental rarity. Almost no high-quality survivors remain. And the few circulated coins with unique traits, clean rims, and certain die characteristics are extremely hard to find today. Behind this coin is the continuation of the Roosevelt Dime legacy, stretching back to 1946. By the late 80s, the classic silver composition was long gone. The 1988 D dime carries the copper nickel-clad structure still strong, still iconic, but easy to wear down, which makes well-preserved pieces from this era surprisingly scarce. The blackish, dirty toning that appears on many examples is due to decades of environmental exposure, metal reacting with air, moisture, pockets, and time. Instead of lowering the coin's importance, this aged look actually adds a dramatic, ancient charm that collectors appreciate when the coin also carries rarity traits. The true rarity of the 1988 D dime comes from survival numbers. Because it is a modern coin, people assume it must be common. But modern coins can actually become rare faster than old silver coins, because nobody thinks to save them. Almost every 1988 D dime was circulated heavily, used until the shine faded, then forgotten. High-grade examples are extremely tough to locate, and circulated coins with correct traits can be equally important due to scarcity. Add the fact that collectors weren't saving rolls or mint sets from this specific year, and the value shoots up like a hidden volcano erupting beneath ordinary ground. Today's auction market treats this coin like a dark horse champion. It's the underdog that shocks the room when it shows up. Collectors bid intensely because they know how unusual it is to find even a circulated piece with the right characteristics. The moment a well-preserved or uniquely toned 1988 D dime enters an auction, the competition becomes fierce. Everyone wants the modern rare, everyone wants the unexpected treasure. And the market keeps rising because demand for high-value modern errors and low-survivor modern coins is exploding more and more every year. This coin sits right in that wave, gaining strength, gaining popularity, and gaining price momentum day after day. For collectors aiming to secure one of these, pay close attention to the D mint mark, the shape of the lettering, the rim strength, and any unusual patterns caused by dye wear. Even in circulated condition, details matter. The blackish antique toning can help authenticate age, so never clean it. Cleaned coins lose value immediately. If the coin looks original, untouched, and carries the right traits, get it evaluated by a grading service because certification transforms curiosity into confirmed rarity. Modern-era dimes with real scarcity are becoming some of the hottest items in today's market, and this one sits among those rising stars. So, if you ever come across a 1988 D Roosevelt dime that looks old, worn, stained, or forgotten, don't judge it by its color. That darkened skin may be the armor of a hidden fortune. This coin carries a story, a rarity, and a place in the modern treasure hunt that very few collectors ever get to touch. Treat it like a pocket-sized relic, a hidden wealth token waiting for the right eyes to recognize its worth. This is the surprise treasure that can turn an ordinary drawer or dusty jar into something unforgettable. All right, collectors and treasure hunters, brace yourselves. Right here in your pocket could be a piece of American history that most people overlook every single day. I'm talking about the 1972 Roosevelt Dime without a mint mark. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but don't be fooled. This tiny silver disc could be your gateway to unimaginable hidden wealth. Yes, I said hidden wealth, because these coins are not just old, they're ultra rare, and if you're paying attention, they might just make you a fortune. Imagine holding in your hand something that is quietly growing in value every single day. A treasure overlooked by nearly everyone around you. Stick with me, because every detail about this coin is pure gold for collectors like you. Now, let's dive into why 1972 is such a pivotal year. The early 1970s were a turning point for U.S. coinage. The country was facing economic shifts, silver content changes, and the Roosevelt dime was a beloved staple of everyday life. This particular 1972 dime without a mint mark comes from the Philadelphia Mint, and it carries a unique charm. Its very fine condition, even after decades, is a testament to its resilience and careful preservation. The history behind this coin is fascinating. Released in a time when the U.S. was slowly phasing out silver, the 1972 dime is composed of a copper nickel clad over a pure copper core, a combination that has allowed many of these coins to survive in remarkable condition. But what makes this coin special isn't just its composition, it's the subtle differences and minting quirks that distinguish it from thousands of others. Every collector knows that these tiny variations are what drive demand and skyrocket value. Speaking of rarity and uniqueness, this coin is one of those hidden gems that often slips under the radar. Circulated coins from this year are common, yes, but the ones preserved in very fine condition with sharp details and minimal wear, those are incredibly scarce. You're holding a coin that could easily be the crown jewel in a serious collector's portfolio. And because demand among collectors is constantly climbing, this dime's market value is climbing too, day by day, making it one of the most sought-after Roosevelt dimes of its era. Let's talk why this coin is so valuable today. The 1972 Roosevelt dime without mint mark has a combination of condition, age, and historical context that collectors pay top dollars for. Its value isn't just in its metal, it's in the story, the rarity, the fact that it survived decades while many others were lost or damaged. Current auction data confirms it is commanding astonishing prices, making it a serious contender for anyone looking to invest in coins that could multiply in value over time. Here's the kicker. If you've got this coin, you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Yes, even that coin you found at the bottom of a jar could be worth more than you ever imagined. And here's a tip for collectors. Always check for the fine details, the mint marks or lack thereof, and the overall condition. These subtle traits are what make the difference between a dime that is ordinary and one that could bring unimaginable wealth. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1972 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark in very fine condition is not just a piece of change, it's a historical treasure, a collectible masterpiece, and a growing fortune in your hands. If you are serious about collecting, this is the kind of coin that demands attention. It's rare, it's valuable, and the market is only moving upward. Keep it safe, track its growth, and remember, what you see as a small dime today could be a hidden fortune tomorrow. And as we wrap up this incredible journey through rare Roosevelt dimes, remember these coins are everywhere, yet almost nowhere at the same time. You could be holding the next coin that shocks the auction world. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and never underestimate the hidden wealth that may be right in your pocket. Don't forget, collectors, the treasure hunt never stops, and every coin tells a story. Stay tuned, because we are just getting started uncovering these extraordinary American treasures.